I get asked questions all the time about things that you all see throughout my home, such as what color is the paint on my walls? Where did I get that beautiful cake stand that is always on my kitchen counter? What is that huge wooden decor piece in my dining room, and where can you find one? Well, I'm going to answer about 20 of those questions today because it is a horrible, cold, gloomy, drizzly, gonna snow kind of day, and I thought it was the perfect weather for me to stay inside and answer your questions about my home. So the number one question, I get asked this at least once a week, and that is, what color paint do I have on my walls? The entire downstairs of my house, except for the master bedroom, is in two shades. It's the darker and lighter version of the same shade. But my entire house, every single room, is done in Benjamin Moore paint with an eggshell finish. I'm going to take you around my house and show you the difference in the two colors because it is very, very slight, but the rooms have a different feel to them. But overall, it is the perfect grayish khaki-ish color. The darker version of that color, which you see behind me in the kitchen and down this hallway, is called Briarwood. And then the lighter version of that color, which is in my living room and dining room and some other areas, is called Revere Pewter. So this is the best way to show you the difference in the paint colors. This is our living room wall, which is the lighter version. This is called Revere Pewter, and it meets up to this wall in our kitchen, which is Briarwood. So you can see the difference in the dark and light, but I love the Briarwood in big, bright, bold places like my kitchen. The Briarwood carries down the hallway into the dining room. This is all Briarwood. And then you round the corner in the dining room and we change back to Revere Pewter. So this room gets a lot of natural sunlight during the day. It's in the front of our house. So I wanted the dining room to be light. So you can tell right here, it transitions back into the darker version. And at night, it's easier to see the two color tones, but there definitely is a difference. So Benjamin Moore paint is on the more expensive side, but it is so well worth the money. It goes on incredibly smooth, has fantastic coverage, and we painted our house probably 8 or 9 years ago now and have not had to repaint. It has stayed true to its color and finish. So the beautiful cake stand right back here that sits on my countertop always. My husband got that for me as a gift over 20 years ago. He got it from a little local gift shop here in our hometown. There is no writing on it. I don't know the brand. I don't know. I have no idea. But I love it and I adore keeping pastries in there. It just makes me happy to see it all filled up when I have guests coming over or when my kids are coming home to visit. I always make sure to make some pastries and have it full just for them. And since I don't know the brand and it probably is not even produced anymore, I went on Amazon and I found another beautiful, great looking elevated cake stand that I think you might enjoy. I'll link it in the description box below so you can check it out for yourself. Then another question about my kitchen is the countertops. What are these countertops? How am I able to sit hot pot and pans on them, and what color is it? Well, my countertops are granite. So we redid our kitchen, gosh, about 17 years ago, completely gutted the kitchen and turned it into this. So I picked out this granite. I'm assuming this color variation is still available because after all, granite is a natural resource. So colors don't change, but granite comes from boulders and different boulders have different color variations. My countertop is called Old Venetian Gold. It came out of a boulder 17 something years ago, but if you're interested in granite and you go to a granite supplier, just tell them Venetian Gold and you'll be able to see what's available now. Check out different slabs of granite. We have 3 different slabs in our kitchen. They all have a little bit different variations. Sometimes Venetian Gold will be very streaky. There were other slabs that had huge knots of dark colors on them. You just have to eyeball it, but Venetian Gold is what it's called. And granite does not get damaged if you put hot or cold on it. And I love it because I can take a hot pan right out of the oven or off of the stovetop, set it right on the countertop. I do not need a pot holder and it is great. Then you all see me get in this little dog treat jar all day long. Maxine Pollocks are always wanting a dog treat. Again, I don't know where this one came from. My husband found it for me at another little gift shop. So I went on Amazon and found a dog treat jar for you that I think is absolutely adorable. I love mine because it has the little bone handle on top, and the dog treat jar that I picked out for you on Amazon also has the bone handle, but it's solid white, very classy looking, and would look really good in any kitchen. Look here, Maxie came running because he heard me touch the treat jar. Do you need a treat, Mooey? Okay. One for Moo. Pollux, do you want a treat? Here he comes. Come here. No, Mooey, you had one. That's Pollux's. They know the sound of that treat jar, and I swear they come running if I touch it, as you saw. The last thing in my kitchen that I'm constantly asked about is our cabinets. What color are our cabinets? Our cabinets were made by a local cabinet manufacturer here in Kentucky, and I really don't know the name of the shade. It's called Eggshell, and rubbed inside all of the creases is a glaze called Mocha. That's really the best description that I have because these are local cabinets. They have their own color scheme. They're not stock. You can't just walk into Lowe's or Home Depot and buy them. So if you go to your local cabinet manufacturer or kitchen supply store, just tell them Eggshell with a Mocha glaze. We do have the same exact cabinetry in our master bathroom. I love it. I think it's light and refreshing. It doesn't make my kitchen or my bathroom feel dark and heavy, and our cabinets run all the way to the ceiling, and that's why I wanted the light Eggshell cabinets. And my kitchen is just a classic. It will never go out of style. And then that leads me to the dining room, where I get asked all the time about this big wood decor piece that hangs on the dining room wall. This huge decor piece in my dining room came from Kirkland's. I probably had it 15 years. It's a huge square. I chose to hang it on the diagonal, and I made that little wreath. When the seasons change, I change out the wreath. So I have a Christmas one, a spring one, a fall one, just a green one. You get the general idea. But this is no longer available at Kirkland's. They do have some somewhat similar things. I don't love them, but I went on Amazon and found one for you all that I'm obsessed with. It is absolutely beautiful. It's a 3-piece wood decor set. So instead of it being one huge thing, it has 3 different panels, and it takes up about the same amount of space as that one. So it truly is stunning. It comes in several different wood finishes. There's even an option where there's a little bit of distressed paint on top, but would be beautiful on any wall in your house, and you could even put a wreath on top of it. Just center it on that center panel, and the wreath could be big enough that it hangs over onto the panels on each side. That would be really good looking. Then, what about the floors that run throughout my entire house? Here's the view from my office. You can see the wood running in a diagonal. And truth be told, this is not real wood. This is luxury vinyl planks that mimic a true hardwood floor, and these are so fantastic. So we put the luxury vinyl planks in our foyer and dining room area probably about 7 or 8 years ago, and loved them so much that when we renovated our living room last year, we bought more of this floor and just extended it into that room. So our flooring is from a brand called Karndean, and this color is aged oak. You can find it at lots of home decor places that would sell you, things if you're renovating your home, like ceramic tile and hardwood. Honestly, I ordered mine online. I went to a local store, brought home some samples, decided exactly what I wanted, and did some shopping around online and found it significantly cheaper online. And I've ordered from them 3 different times. So I will link that website as well as the color code and all the information for the floor in the description box below this video. Here's another look at the floor in our living room. We did run it square in here, and one of the reasons I love this floor is because I told you it was raining outside and yucky and horrible. The dogs just went out to potty, and look, they come in the house, they have water on their feet, and it does not damage the floors. Maxie and Pollux run all over this house. Their toenails haven't damaged the floor. The planks have not come up. Water does not damage the floor. It is fantastic. It is so well made, holds up incredibly well if you have pets, and even in our highest traffic areas of the house, I cannot detect any wear and tear. There is only one little spot in front of one window where Maxie loses his mind if he sees a mailman or a squirrel. There are some very, very, very faint fingernail marks in the floor, but if I didn't tell you they were there, you probably would never even notice them. And since we're in the living room now, let's talk about the next item I get asked tons of questions about, and it is our electric fireplace. So like I said, we renovated this living room almost a year ago and we wanted a fire. I didn't want to run gas. I didn't want a real natural fire. Didn't want the hassle. I just wanted the look and the ambiance of a fire without a fire, if you know what I mean. So this is a very realistic electric fire insert. We had it built into the brick when we redesigned our living room, and I love it. I turn my fireplace on every single day, especially in the winter, and I even have it on in the summer just because I love the way that it looks. And this fireplace is strictly for ambiance. You can have it put out a little bit of heat. It is not meant to heat your entire room, but my favorite feature about this fireplace is the remote control. You can turn the fire off and on with one button. There are different types of flames. You have high, low, you can have blue flames if you like them. This is the setting that I prefer. It will even make crackling noises at night. It's just so soothing to sit in the living room with the fireplace on. This is one of the best purchases we've made. Then anytime I take you all around my house, you always ask me where I got my rugs. And I got them on Amazon. I have the same rug in my living room, that's in my dining room, and that's in the foyer. The rugs are from a brand called Safavia, sold on Amazon, really high quality rugs. I love this color, and I just have different sizes of the same rug in different rooms. Are you checking it out, Paulix? They're somewhat plush, not too high of a pile though, very comfortable to walk on, and they just seem to blend in every room that I have them, and they fit my decor really, and they fit my decor really, really well. In my office, I do have a different rug. This is sold on Wayfair. This one's a mixture of caramels and grays and creams, and I chose it to go with my couch that you all ask me about all the time. This is a Lazy Boy couch. I did find out the brand and the color of the fabric that's on here. Again, it will be linked in the description box below. This couch only comes in one style. There are different fabric choices, but this fabric has a little bit of a naughty look to it. It has creams and grays. There is a little bit of a caramel undertone in there, but I think it's very, very classy. It is an extremely comfortable couch. I sit on this every day when I'm working, and so does Maxie. So the rain seems to have slacked off a tad bit, so I'm going to open the back door and answer two of your questions about our backyard. So the first question is, where did I get my pool cover? We replaced our pool cover 2 years ago. We have straps that connect to bolts that are down in our concrete. A person can walk across this cover. It will not give way and you will not get wet. There's a little bit of water on top right now simply because it's raining. The safety cover is a fantastic feature. It's a little more expensive than your typical cover, but if you have kids or pets, I highly recommend. Now, the bad news about the pool cover is I don't know the manufacturer. Our pool shop that put in our swimming pool here in Western Kentucky ordered it for us. They came out, they measured everything because it is a custom made cover. The straps on the cover have to match the bolts in the concrete, and they just called us and said, your cover's in. So I really don't know who it came from, but I'm sure that you could go to any pool shop and have a cover like this installed. It's just not something that I think you can go online and order yourself, unfortunately. Then I get asked a lot about our fencing. Not the fence around the pool, but the second fence that is outside in the yard for the dogs. I hope you all can see that. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that there is a second black fence out there that keeps the dogs in the yard. And the question is, why don't I run the fence all the way out into that property so that the dogs have plenty of room to run? Well, the answer to the fence question is twofold. Number one, our property only goes back so far. If you saw my video where we had the big trees trimmed in our backyard, that was the edge of our property line. The rest of that back there belongs to the neighbor back behind us, so we didn't want to run the fence all the way up to the property line. The second reason is, as you can see right now, beyond a certain point in our yard when it rains pretty heavy, there's a section that stays constantly flooded. Wet, mud, water, and yuck. And I didn't want the dogs to ever be able to go out in the yard and just come back to the house covered head to toe in mud. So we chose the best spot in our yard to put the fence that would keep them clean and dry and within our property boundary. So the dogs can always go out. They have our entire yard. They can run around all the way over to there. It's a huge backyard for them. They can come in on either side of the fence to get back in the house. Water right there, and then off they go. Then you all love to notice the little tassels that I have hanging all over my house on doorknobs, cabinet pulls. They're everywhere. And I don't get my tassels at any one particular place. If I'm somewhere and I see a tassel and I love it, I'll get it because I know that I can always find somewhere in my home to hang a tassel. I would have a tassel on every single doorknob if I could. I think that would be a little excessive, but I love them. Then I do have a styling and design tip for you. Do you see something that should be super ugly in this area, but I have it disguised so well, I bet you don't even notice it? That air return vent. Right here in the middle of the hall. It is the first thing you see when you walk into our house, but look how well I have this disguised. And let me tell you the secret. To disguise your air vent, all you have to do is paint it the color of your walls. It is that simple. Make sure that you get all the nooks and crannies and crevices. Let it completely dry before you put it back on, and voila, your air return vent disappears. Then the last two questions I'm going to answer are in my master bedroom, but I want to tell you before we go in there, I have not made my bed. So if you've been on my channel for a while, you know that's very unlike me. I always make my bed first thing in the morning, but today I'm changing the sheets on the bed, so I held off so I could show you my mattress and my adjustable bed frame. It is a game changer, and you all ask me about this often, so I thought I'd show it to you. No judgment here, y'all, but this is the bedroom at the moment. So let me clear up this mess, get the sheets off the bed, and then we'll talk about my mattress. So our mattress we bought about 5 years ago, but I love it. It is the most comfortable mattress I have ever slept on. It is a Beauty Rest black mattress, C-class, medium pillow top. I adore this mattress. I sleep like a baby. I raved about my mattress so much that my sister went out last year and bought the exact same mattress. It is available on Amazon. Again, it will be linked in the description box. But what makes this mattress so incredible and so over the top is the adjustable head frame. This thing is so fantastic because my husband has allergies and he snores. The allergies cause him to snore, but he snores anyway. He says he doesn't, but he really does. I have found that if you raise the head of the bed frame just a smidge, it stops his snoring. So we sleep with it elevated just a little bit, and when I was recovering from my hysterectomy, we really had to raise the bed for me to be comfortable. And I love that fact. You can raise the foot if you want to. You can raise just the head. You can, completely customize it with this remote control. Pollux loves it too, he said. Yeah. And then you all asked me a lot about this huge picture in our bedroom that is poppies. I love poppies. I saw this picture forever ago, fell in love, and have had it in our bedroom for at least 10 years. It makes me happy. I love the colors. The brightness. The frame is probably getting a little bit outdated at this point, but honestly, I don't care because I love the picture so much. I honestly don't recall where I got this poppy picture. I've had it so long, but again, I did some searching on Amazon. I found a beautiful canvas painting of some poppies that I'll link in the description box. It's not quite as vibrant, but it could work in your bedroom, so check that one out. And then to answer your last most asked question, it's about the rugs in my bathroom. Now, I'm super picky about a bathroom rug. I don't like big fuzzy rugs. I don't like rugs that scoot around. I want my rug to stay put. I want it to be a low pile. I don't want it to like show things, hair and pieces of lint and things. And so I get the same rugs over and over, and they're available at Kohl's. I like my floor rugs in the bathroom to sort of disappear, and these are fantastic because as you can see, they have a little bit of a striped pattern in them, but not so much that it stands out as being a stripe. And I love these rugs because of this no slip backing. They come in lots of colors, lots of different sizes. I have one where we step out of the shower and one in the area where we stand to get dressed and brush our teeth. Now these rugs are not technically in the bathroom rug section at Kohl's. They're just in the house rug section, but I will find them online and link them below for you. So there you have it. That's all the info and answers to your questions about things that you see around my home. Now I gotta get in the bedroom and make my bed. See you later.